you're telling me about this, I'll tell you about that. Start talking shit, you walk into another trap.
Welcome to the Russell Howard Hour. The big news of the week, the leader of the free world is a racist prick.
President Trump has used his Twitter account to share inflammatory videos which were posted online by the deputy leader of the far-right group Britain First.
The tweets from the deputy leader of Britain First, Jada Franson, showed what she said was Muslims pushing a teenage boy off a roof, destroying a statue of the Virgin Mary and beating up a Dutch boy on crutches. None are verified. The last one, nothing to do with Muslims.
What a fear-mongering fuckwit. He retweeted deliberately misleading videos from a hate group. All Muslims are terrorists. They're the biggest threat to America. No, they're not. And no, they're not. More Americans died choking on food than from terrorism. They're 7 times more likely to be killed by a lawnmower. I mean, Christ, more Americans die from accidents in bathtubs than from attacks by terrorists. If bathrooms kill more Americans than ISIS, why isn't he tweeting this?
Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you daddy? Ah! Daddy, leave me!
It's unbelievable. Did you see how Trump's press secretary defended him?
Whether it's a real video, the threat is real, and that is what the president is talking about.
What a load of shit! It's not real, but what if it was? Fuck me, let's hope Trump never watches Jurassic Park. Just stumbling out of his office, dinosaurs everywhere. They make the water bubble. Not only that, in England, there's a talking meerkat. I saw it with my eyes. Now, not everyone defended his tweets. For once, even Theresa May stood up to him.
Well, yesterday, the Prime Minister had her own rebuke for Donald Trump.
I'm very clear that retweeting from Britain First was the wrong thing to do.
Donald Trump has now responded on Twitter telling Theresa May, "Don't focus on me, focus on the destructive radical Islamic terrorism that is taking place within the United Kingdom. We are doing just fine." However, he'd linked this message to a Mrs. Theresa May from Bognor.
The clues were there. Theresa from Bognor has got 6 followers. Theresa May dreams of being that popular. Also, look at the language Trump used in the tweet. Don't focus on me, focus on the destructive radical Islamic terrorism that is taking place within the United Kingdom. We are doing just fine. Doing fine? There's been 53 mass shootings since Las Vegas. Half of Puerto Rico still doesn't have electricity, and your healthcare is in tatters. Yeah, you're nailing it, aren't you? Don't drag Britain into your hate-filled world. We may be divided over Brexit, or when to put milk into a cup of tea, or which one's Ant and which one's Dec. But one thing that brings us together is not tolerating racist bigots like you. Exactly. That's how we feel. Why don't you? Why don't you concentrate on your own country rather than giving publicity to a pathetic bunch of losers like Britain First? I mean, look what they stand for.
This is Britain First, a fringe anti-Muslim hate group. Their modus operandi: dressing up as soldiers, preparing for, quote, the final crusade, dangerous publicity stunts in mosques, and, as we experienced firsthand, deliberately stoking religious tensions.
They're not Britain's first. They're Britain's worst. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They claim to be defenders of traditional British Christian values. Christian values are peace and love. Not this.
Every single Muslim is obliged to kill you and your husbands and your wives and your children. Are we getting this yet?
Every Muslim is trying to kill us. Mo Farah, Zayn Malik, Moeen Ali, Riz Ahmed, Monica Ali, Nadia Hussein. I mean, it's almost as if she's talking bollocks. It's like... What's happened? She has clearly misunderstood the mobot. Look at that! He's saying he's gonna murder us! Him for murder! And you want me to run away from him? No, he still wants to murder you at the end of the race. She's such an idiot. Who gets angry at the bake-off? Nadia Hussein is a terrorist. She wants to stone us to death. No! She wants to scone us to death. And that is the best cake pun you will see in a bit this serious. The point I'm making, this is the woman who Trump retweeted. This is who he's endorsing.
We are at war with Islam. The world is at war with Islam.
Yes.
Jihad and Islam are one and the same.
Oh, fuck off. Violent jihadis don't represent Islam in the same way she doesn't represent Christianity. In fact, going around stirring up hate about another religion is exactly what ISIS do. I'm more Christian than her, and I think that all religion is bullshit. None of it's real. My magic man said this, my magic man said that. Shut the fuck up and have a cup of tea. That's my religion. That is my religion, tea, and I will kill any coffee drinker who says otherwise. Britain first. That doesn't represent us, does it? Because if you're truly British, you would never put yourself first. We're too awkward. It shouldn't be called Britain first, it should be Britain, after you. Britain, sorry. Britain, is this seat taken? In fact, it wouldn't even be a word. It should just be Britain. It's not just Britain first, it's the EDL, it's the BNP. They're all as thick as each other.
EDL will go out and they'll fight. EDL are a racist group. Same with BNP.
Racist? How can you say we're racist?
Britain first aren't.
How can you say the EDL's racist though?
Because we are.
And now, have you got proof?
It's all over Twitter, mate.
We're not racist.
We all are.
We all are, mate! The one silver lining to all of this is that apparently Donald Trump's state visit to the UK could be postponed. Well, I don't think we should postpone it. Bring him to us. Nothing would cheer us up more than bringing down that bigot. We could heckle him, we could egg him, we could shave his head. Or even better, we'd get the Queen to prank him. Remember that?
Before we shake hands, Donald, it's tradition in this country for guests to lick peanut butter off this corgi's asshole. It's a thing.
Oh, yes, it's a thing, yes, that's right.
Obama did it twice.
Pass me that dog. Philip's like that. Retweet that, you butt-munching bastard. That's what we should do. We have to see through Trump's attempts to divide us. A wise man once said, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Now, Yoda's not real. But what if he was? Right. Let's lighten the mood. This next story made me feel really old, right? It's freaked me out. Have you heard what young men in this country are taking as a party drug?
The black market for the blue pill is booming, fueled by young men who are using erectile dysfunction medicines as a recreational party drug. Dealers in London, are they dealing Viagra now?
Yeah, of course, because that's the people we're looking for.
It's mental! Young men are using knockoff Viagra as a party drug.
All right, girls, You want somewhere to hang your coat?
How is that a party drug? You can't dance. You look like a fidget spinner. It's madness. These pills are crazy strong. They can keep you hard for 36 hours. Yes! You don't want a boner for a day and a half. Life is too unpredictable. Imagine that. Hello? The christening's today. What got me was the reason why some blokes are taking it.
Everyone that I know watches pornography, so yeah, you're kind of expected to perform a certain way, be a certain way, look a certain way.
The Kardashians, man, they're setting the bar. So, you know, people are trying to keep up.
I mean, that is not how you keep up with the Kardashians. If there's any blokes watching, don't buy dick pills off a dealer. 2 reasons. 1, it's probably full of rat poison. You could die. And 2, think of your parents. It's bad enough identifying your dead son at a morgue. Can you imagine how much worse it would be if he had a raging hard-on? Just your mum crying,
Why are they keeping my precious boy in a tent?
Now, next up, apparently, Sunday dinners could be deadly.
Now, the beloved roast dinner could lose crisp roast potatoes in favour of paler, softer ones.
Food Standards Agency says restaurants need to roast at lower temperatures to decrease the risk of cancer.
Roast potatoes are going to kill us. And I can feel that. I can feel the British reaction. Science is going, I can make you healthy. And Brits are like, suck my balls, science! I'd rather die than not eat burnt food. This is not the time of year to find this out. It's only a week before Nigella Lawson's back on telly going, I like to cover the potatoes and goose fat. I like to cover myself and goose fat. Just ding-dong merrily on high. Not that everything in the news has been sad. I really, really love this story. Beloved pet gerbil Nibbles give an epic Viking funeral by his family. It's lovely. They put him in a mini longboat, set it on fire and pushed it down the river. Because nothing says a goodbye like turning your gerbil into a flaming Zambuca. Do you want to see it? It is majestic.
I can see him now, sitting at the table in the halls of Valhalla, surrounded by Valkyries, quaffing mead from a drinking horn.
So can I. And it's going to freak the shit out of all the other Vikings. I am Ragnar from Uppsala.
Nibbles, Glastonbury.
Tell me, Nibbles, did you die in battle?
No, roast potatoes. Or Ragnar. Take one of these, keeps you solid for 36 hours. Have a bite on that, that's why they call me Nibbles.
Join me after the break when I'll be talking to the brilliant comedian Sarah Millican. Don't just look at it, lick it. Let's talk about how we treat old people in this country. Last year, both my nan and granddad died, and they were amazing. My nan had the kindest, biggest, owly eyes you've ever seen. Every time I used to go around there, Russ, we've seen you on the telly. I know, it's annoying, isn't it? No, we'd love it. Mind you, we'd watch it with the volume down, because you'd swear. My granddad was an amazing man, a supersonic liar. I remember I was about 6. I was like, morning, Grandad, you look tired. And he looked at me and went, so would you be if you'd been up all night time travelling. Bloody dinosaurs. He once told me the only way to stop squirrels from taking over the world was if you saw one, you had to dance. You should have seen the look of confusion on the squirrel's face, just me and Grandad, just like that. Just this poor creature just stood there. So why am I talking about my nan and granddad? Because they were lucky. They were surrounded by friends and family who loved them. But it turns out, not all old people are so lucky.
Yeah, hello, this is John. Could you please leave me a message and I'll get back to you when I get back home.
You have no messages. Happy Christmas, darlings. Come in.
Merry Christmas.
For lonely older people, Christmas can seem like just another day. Help Age UK be there all year round.
I didn't realise how big a problem this was. Did you know 1 in 3 old people in Britain suffer from loneliness? More than 200,000 old people haven't spoken to friends or family in over a month. Isn't that awful? Not having a conversation with anyone for over a month. If you see an older person out on their own, put down your phone and have a chat. A lot of them are full of wisdom. They're like wrinkly Googles. And some of them are piss funny. They'll be so much more entertaining than your dull friends. I was in Bristol once, and a 70-year-old woman came up to me and went, "Oh, if I was 4 years younger, I'd bloody ruin you." And I'm sure we have to do something, because over half of old people, their main form of company is their TV. Telly isn't a mate. A mate wouldn't bring the cast of Towie into your house or force you to watch Jamie Vardy's wife chew down on crocodile dick. Imagine if your only friend was as moronic as this.
I have a shawl, I've got my green juice, and I've got a bag of very old Brazil nuts.
Did you have sex with your father's girlfriend?
Yes, I did.
Virtue signalling clowns.
I've got a juice as well, green juice.
Did you accuse her husband of having a poop in your fridge?
No, I did not.
And let's have a little look.
She just
And it's not just TV. Did you know that 1 in 10 old people visit their GP just because they're lonely? That is heartbreaking. Who wants to spend time in a doctor's waiting room? Just in the corner. Ah, company. It's not like they want for much. My mum is 60. Do you know what she said? I said, "Mum, what do you want to do with the rest of your life?" She honestly looked at me and went, "I just want to be in an old folks' home where they don't hit you." How bleak is that? That's why I did a travel show with her, just so she'll have memories. Memories she can enjoy in between the beatings.
He took me to the Grand Canyon. Crunch.
So what can we do? Well, here's the interesting thing. Old people are the loneliest, but do you know who the second loneliest are? 21 to 35-year-olds. Everyone's living so separately, and we need to live together. And if you want to help and you don't know how, there are loads of charities that put young and old people together. There's Contact the Elderly, there's Age UK's Call in Time scheme, or South London Cares. I mean, look at the impact it can have.
Everybody has a common purpose. They just want to do something which will help other people, make other people as happy as you're feeling yourself. The joy you get from that is fantastic, and that's one of the things that attracts me so much.
So when I'm describing the social clubs to my friends who don't know what South London Cares is, the only thing I say is it's a group of friends hanging out together. People who ordinarily wouldn't have met each other.
We all interact with each other. We all see out for each other.
Cross-generational storytelling, finding out about people's lives that you'd never even imagine. You can't go to a social club and not see people you genuinely really love. They're amazing. It's like a big extended family.
I'm no more down, I'm right up now, because I look forward to a younger person coming into my flat, meet me. And it makes a change. I think that one weekly visit makes a lot of difference, because I've been very lonely.
The atmosphere in which this is done is so good, with so much friendship around, that we can let ourselves go.
It's not just about helping older people, it's about helping younger people to connect with people that they might not usually be able to.
Every time I go to a social club, I'm sitting with my friends.
It's just like if we more or less know each other for years.
It's like we've chosen each other
as friends, yes.
Great, isn't it? But understand, not everyone's got time to join a charity like that. I completely understand that. But what I'm saying is, if you're lucky enough to still have a nan and grandad pop round and say hello, My granddad used to tell the same story every time I'd go and see him, every single time. He'd kind of go, oh, do I ever tell you about the time Arsenal come to watch me? Basically, I was there I played amazingly, Russ. And they were there looking at a 17-year-old kid. They wanted to sign me. I was 35 years old. I had 5 kids. I couldn't go to bloody London. I went home with your nan. And he told me that story so many times that the older I got, when I first heard it, I was like, again. And I got older and I hurried him along. Every time he'd go, do you ever, yeah, Arsenal. And you'd, yep, I know. And then you'd, yep, I know. And then you went home with nan. And do you know what? And this is the honest truth. I would do anything to be back in Nan and Grandad's front room with the fire on and letting my granddad tell that story. It's pretty simple. If you have an elderly relative, go and see them, because before you know it, all you will have is memories. Now it's time for some playground politics. Me and the children of the world sat down and had a little chat about Britain.
Do you think it's useful for the UK to have Trident?
What's the UK? What's a trident?
Do you know where I'm from?
England. England? England.
What do you know about England?
You drink tea. Drink tea? There's very many people that speak English there.
So many English people speak English.
Your English is very well.
My English is very well indeed. My English is a lot better than my Singapore. How do you say hello?
Hello.
Hello. Okay, perfect.
Can you explain Brexit to me?
Brexit? Oh, breakfast. Yeah, and you see that? You breakfast? Yes, and...
Do you know about Brexit?
No. No.
What do you think it is? What does it sound like? A Brexit?
I think it means brunch in another country.
Yeah.
Sounds familiar to breakfast.
Yeah. What kind of breakfast? How do you think Brexit tastes?
A bit like pie and water.
Pie and water?
I bet that's just making dough. What am I doing?
It's fine.
Who's the Prime Minister?
I know. I think it was Daniel Williams. No.
It's not Daniel Williams, but I think it should have been Daniel Williams.
Theresa May.
That's right, yeah. What do you think a Theresa May does?
She's a prince.
She's a princess. And what does this princess do?
Princess spend time dancing with princes.
So, yeah, Theresa May dances with princes every day. She dances with a prince called Jeremy Corbyn. And they do a dance together. But Corbyn prefers sort of robotics, whereas Theresa May's more trad.
So Theresa May, she said recently, the naughtiest thing she said she'd done is run through a field of wheat. Doesn't seem that naughty, does it?
It is because you break all the wheat.
Yeah, but it's wheat, innit? Like, no one's ever looked at wheat and gone, oh, it's been tampered with.
No.
Exactly.
Well, I do sometimes.
Do you? Well, you're a wheat nut. You love wheat. How long have you been obsessed with wheat for?
1 year.
Yeah, I understand. What got you going first about wheat?
Porridge.
Yeah.
Do you like the royal family?
Yeah, cause.
Who's your favourite?
Prince George.
Why is he your favourite?
Cause he's only just turned 3. They're like 3-year-olds. I really care about them. Cause if they got run over, I would be the first one to see it if I was walking down the street. What happens if they're 4? They're 4. I don't really care. Like 3 or 2.
My guest tonight is a BAFTA-nominated comedian and a bloody lovely woman.
A few things changed when I turned 40. One of the things that changed when I turned 40 is that I've stopped sniffing me leggings. I used to sniff them to see if I could get another day out of them. Whereas now, I just assume that I can.
Please welcome Sarah Millican. There we go, lovely. Thanks for coming on the show. I love your slippers. Can I say that?
They're not slippers.
Well, they... OK.
Are they slippers like Nana slippers? Are they slippers like I'm a princess? Like ruby slippers, like glass slippers?
They're sort of Princess Nana slippers.
Oh my God, that's the title of my next tour. It's not.
Princess... No, but I like it. But it's like, it's sort of suggestive auntie. Do you know what I mean? It has that kind of fun dinner lady look.
I'm like a fun dinner lady?
Yeah, if I saw a dinner lady kind of wandering up with those shoes, I'd be like, we're going to have some really good tea today.
Oh, I wasn't sure what you were going to say. You're going to have some really good tea. Oh, OK.
Oh, no, what I should have said is, how are you? That's normally how...
I feel like a fun dinner lady.
Yes. Well, I hope this goes well, because I was reading your book and you had an awkward blind date with a bloke with a lazy eye. So I feel like this could be horrendous.
No, it wasn't a blind date. I don't know if it was a date. Do you ever have those where you don't know if it was a date or not?
I've never been on a date.
Have you not? Are you a virgin?
Yes.
I don't know if it was a date or not. I went out on a day out with a bloke that I fancied.
A day out?
Yeah.
Were you his carer? What happened? Go on.
But he was beautiful,
yes,
but had a wonky eye. So I
right.
thought that brought him down a bit and maybe I could get him.
This is it. And where did you take him?
We went to an aquarium.
So you took him to a place where depth perception would be useful. Oh no, is it close? Is it far?
But that's what I was there for.
Yes.
This one's close. This one's far.
So what, we've got the book here. It's very good, by the way. I recommend it. How to be a champion.
No, how to be champion.
How to be champion. Why the difference?
Because I'm not a champion. I wouldn't know how to be a champion.
I think you're a champion.
Aw. Should we rewrite the book? So it's how to be... So champion is kind of all right, like getting by. It doesn't... You don't have to be amazing at everything, and that's kind of what I wanted to get across, and that you can just be good enough. So
it's a nice sort of like Geordie term.
Champion.
Yeah. Nice. What convinced you to write it? Because it's a self-help book / autobiography.
Yeah. So there's something really arrogant about writing an autobiography, I think. There's something really like, well, I guess you all want to know about me.
Yes.
So I thought, well, to square the circle, I'll make it a bit more meatier, a bit more helpful.
Yes.
And because I'm quite practical, so if something happens to me, to get through it, I'll try various different things. I like to help myself, I like to be proactive. And I thought, well, maybe some of the things that have helped me might help other people. And I have kind of dished out advice to friends, especially because I was the go-to, because I got divorced before I started doing stand-up. I used to be like the go-to person. If you were getting divorced, people were like, what do I do? And I'm like, I'm not an expert.
No, it's the weird thing of like, you're such a success story for people who get divorced. In a kind of a particularly, you know what I mean, in stand-up, it's like, so I'm having trouble, Sarah, fix it. So did you find that with like loads of...
Yeah, and I would get like stand-up sort of texting going, it's not going well with my relationship, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, what do I do? And so some of the tips I gave, like one of my favourite tips is you change your ex-partner's name in your phone to a swear word, so that so I changed mine to the arse, so it would come up like text from the arse, or the arse is calling. And one of my friends has changed hers to DNR, do not resuscitate.
Wow. that is a clue that a relationship is done, isn't it?
Yeah. There's some serious stuff in there as well.
Yes.
So one of my favourite tips is, if you think it might help you, see a counsellor. But I think I've never spoken before about seeing a counsellor before and about suffering from anxiety and occasional depression. And so I did a whole chapter about counselling and what I'd had counselling for and how helpful I found it. So that was one of the tips. And there are light-hearted tips as well, but I just wanted to kind of help a little bit, if I could.
We were talking about loneliness earlier, and there's a beautiful thing in your book that you do at Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is just the best. How long have you been doing that? Well, explain what it is.
So this is the 7th year that we've done it, this Christmas coming up, and it's a thing we do on Christmas Day on Twitter, and it's called Join In, and it's a hashtag that we use in order to bring together people who are on their own and don't want to be. I understand, I always get snippy messages from people who are like, I actually like being on my own on Christmas Day, and you're like, well, that's great for you, and I think those people are winning Christmas because they're just wandering around in their pants with cheese in their hand all day. But it's for the people who would rather not be, for whatever circumstance, their partner is at work, something as simple as that, or maybe they don't get on with everybody in the family, so they're the one that is ostracised. There's so many different reasons why people will be on their own. And we just have a conversation on Twitter. So when I get up, I sort of set the rules out and let everybody know what we're doing. And then after I retweet like Billy-O and get everybody joining in. And then after a while, they're all having conversations without me.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's when I kind of pull back and go, hi, family. Sorry, everybody. Because my family are very understanding that I am on Twitter for most of Christmas Day.
Are you?
But it's so I clearly can never not do it now because it's so lovely. And people from about September send me messages on Twitter saying, "Are you doing joining this year?"
Are there sort of any kind of favourite moments you've had from doing it?
I like when somebody had said that they mentioned it to their vicar.
Right.
And their vicar said that Jesus would have approved.
Mate, you have to have that as a quote on one of your posters, don't you? Sarah Millican, Jesus would have approved.
Oh, I don't think he would approve of me, just of this. But I think it's a thing, as stand-ups, we are alone a lot, and you're often on trains or in the car and driving home from a gig, so it's something that we can identify with, especially. And it's so nice just to see people chatting. And also, because you don't have to have people around, because they're just on your phone or on your iPhone or iPad or whatever, you don't have to be clothed or, you know, like, you don't have to hoover, you don't have to get nibbles in, unless they're for you. So, it's win, 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 win.
It's perfect. Nibbles is the name of a gerbil that died.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I brought that back to life. I haven't brought it back to life, sorry. See, I've got a weird thing with... I don't trust adults who have children's pets.
Yes, that makes...
So, you know, if somebody's... No, think about it.
No, yeah.
So if somebody's got kids and they've got gerbils, you go, fair enough.
Yeah.
But a 40-year-old man who's got a hamster, that's not right, is it?
Yeah. That is, definitely. And if they let them wheel around, have you ever seen that?
Oh, no,
When they're all like, and they're kind of going around the house, go, oh, look at Barry, he's having a good day.
Barry?
And it's just like...
I really hope it was called Barry.
Who doesn't live in a world where you see like one of those little fellas going around and just when they're just...
A friend of mine did exactly that. Went in his friend's house who had kids, and there was always like crap in the hallway, just like footballs and stuff, and just went, oh, that was in his way, and properly booted it, and it's just a hamster doing that.
Yeah, exactly, having a smashing time. And do you, because I haven't seen your recent show, but it was a lot of your stuff is always very personal. Do you talk about the news much these days? Do you keep abreast? Or is it that thing of...
I keep two.
OK. But do you know what I mean? Like, are you...
I dip in and out, let's call it that.
What do you make, talking of which, what do you make of of this week's events with Trump? Did you see that?
I just think on Twitter, why isn't anybody trained how to be on Twitter? Why doesn't he know that you've got to be really careful what you retweet?
Yes.
Because I look at The Rock, the account of The Rock on Twitter too much.
Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah. Too often.
Yeah.
And if I retweeted him every time I looked at him, people would think I was some kind of crazy fan.
What is
I am. My one sex dream was about The Rock.
Really?
My one sex dream.
What? Well, take me through that. What was he cooking?
How
does it start?
He gave me some kittens.
Wow. So it's big start, so he rocks up, you want these kittens? And you're like...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What was he doing? You were going to do an impression of me.
That I was, yeah.
Was it also...
kittens in these?
Is it also your Queen impression?
It's very similar, yeah. So he rocks up with kittens.
Yeah. And then I woke up.
That was it?
Yeah. Yeah. I like to think there was more, but I have a 42-year-old bladder, so I woke up. Now, you know when you get back to it and you try and get back into the same
Nice.
Come on,
Yeah.
the rockin' kittens! Couldn't get back in.
You're big into cats, aren't you?
Yeah. I've got a dog now, though.
Have you?
Yeah, I've got a dog now.
Nice to
the
join the
cats
proper group.
are...
Pointless?
Ooh! No, they're lovely. But they do go upstairs and sort of play their tapes like teenagers.
Yeah.
The dog lies across here and just lies like a... I was going to say like a merkin, that sounds bad. Like a hot water bottle.
Yes.
That's better. And it's just never not near me. And
Oh, really?
I'm really needy. And my husband said, you're really needy, we need a needy pet.
Oh, lovely.
So we got a dog and he's called Commander Tuvok. He's my best friend in the whole world and like my child and sometimes my boyfriend. not like...
Yeah. It's fine, no one's judging.
He comes up like in the morning for the last half hour while we're sort of waking up.
Yeah.
And he puts his paws on the side of the bed and taps the side of the bed and I wake up and then I go on. And he jumps on and he either gets in between me and my husband or he little spoons me.
Ah.
This is so sweet, apart from one morning when I fell back asleep and I woke up and he was growling and I didn't know why. It's because one of my boobs had landed on his head.
But again, It's a lovely way of waking up, though, isn't it?
Under a boob.
Yeah. Exactly. But maybe that was his rock dream. Like that. Like, oh, the comedian Sarah Millican boobed me awake. Happy growl.
Oh, that was mad.
What's next?
What's next? I'm going on tour.
Nice.
Yeah, I love being on tour. Do you love being on tour?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love it.
Are you doing? Is it England or are you going around the world?
It's UK and then hopefully a bit of Australia, New Zealand.
Sweet.
It's a bit like a holiday at the end of a tour, you know.
What's the tour called?
The tour is called Control Enthusiast because I don't like the term control freak. Or, as my friend pointed out, now you're controlling your insults, which I am.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I really enjoyed that. The wonderful Sarah Millican! Join me after the break for some stand-up and some of your good deeds. As always, it's time for your good deeds. Liam Taylor tweeted me, seen people putting coats on trees all over the place for the homeless to stay warm this winter, which is a fantastic idea. Candice sent me this. Imagine a world where everyone loves their job as much as this hero. Damn right. This is the guy who works at McDonald's. Look at him.
Can I have 2 6 chicken nugget meals, please?
Lovely, 2 little 6 nugget meals. And what Pikachu's in drink are you going to go for?
Can we have, what's Hunter one? 7 Up, please.
7 Up, is that for both?
Yes, please.
Lovely, so we've got a 14 Up. And what dish would you like on that?
Can we have sweet chilli?
Getting saucy with sweet chilli. Anything else?
Sandwich meal with no lettuce.
And a McChicken sandwich meal with no lettuce, please.
Oh, now we're talking. Sandwich meal, no lettuce, no worries. And what drink on that bad boy?
Chocolate milkshake, please.
Shocky shake. Don't mind if I diddly do. Anything else?
No, that's great. Thank you very much.
Gorgeous. I'll reel you on into the next window, my friend. Ciao,
adventurous.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba. Spicy. See you later.
Spicy. Lovely. And finally, I was told this week about Brighton Kop, which is a Liverpool supporters club set up by a gay fan where everyone is welcome.
We're 270 miles away from Liverpool, but I don't think we're any less Liverpool fans because of that.
Whenever you hear You Never Walk Alone, I just get super emotional about it.
The words are powerful and they're significant in people's lives.
So we go up and we put all homemade flags and we put all those up all around the end of the pub.
There's been people from Liverpool that have actually stumbled upon the pub and just gone, wow, like, what the hell is going on here?
I always had a slight concern being gay and then setting something up like this. You know, there were certain attitudes expressed in the early days that I wasn't comfortable with, and I made a decision I was going to challenge it and see how it went.
When I first walked into the Brighton Kop, I was surprised how friendly it was. A good proportion of the Brighton Kop supporters are gay. The classic football supporter is not someone that would naturally feel comfortable around gay people.
I think it's very stereotypical as well. I think people naturally fall to, oh, lads, you know, and they think, oh, football, very pub, man, like beer. All things I love, obviously, apart from men.
To have something that we all believe in, something central that we, you know, all care about and passionate about. It doesn't matter about anything else. Like if you took everyone that's there, you know, for a big crowd, and you took our Liverpool shirts off and you sat us down, I don't think anyone would know what actually brought us together. Do you know, in that way? Because it is so diverse. There's as many women as there are men. You know, there's youngsters, there's slightly older people. It's really cool. It really is, yeah.
We're not just watching Liverpool, we're actually becoming more than that.
It's gone way beyond football now. We started a charity recently. The aim is to raise money to buy kits for young people in the sort of developing world or underprivileged young people. Set up the football team, won trophies, and we've done barbecues, film nights and things like that. You know, when the football's not on, just to keep that sense of community going. Community, friendship, fun. That's it.
There you go. As ever, tweet me your good deeds on the hashtag RHDeeds, and the best ones will make it onto next week's show. Now, it's time for my stand-up guest. Please welcome the wonderful Mae Martin!
How's everyone doing? Is everyone good? What a year. We've had a weird year, would you say? Weird year? Yeah? I've been going around the country and I've been saying to audiences, the world these days is, what would you say the world is? It's shit. Yeah, it's shit. It's pretty much it. I've been going all over the UK doing that, going, the world is pretty much unanimously. People are like, it's shit. And then I was in America. I did a show in America and I went, the world is silence. And then one woman just went, ending. It's like, what, should we go home? I'm from Canada. Any Canadians? Cool, good. No, look, I mean, we're staying where we are. It's a safe place. But my mum, Wendy, lives in Canada. She's not coping with the state of the world. And I called her after Trump got elected, like 2 hours after the election. I was like, God, I wanted moral support. I was like, God, it's bad news, right? It's really pretty bleak. Long silence, and she just goes, well, I've canceled my gym membership. I was like, what? This is 2 hours after the election. She was like, well, I think when the world is on fire, Zumba's gonna seem like a supreme waste of my time. So intense. But they're mostly concerned, my parents, because I'm a single woman. Anyone who's single? Yeah, it's fine, I don't know. They're stressed. My parents are like, forget North Korea. We need to find you a spouse. They're really stressed. And I'm trying to get into it. I'm trying to get into being single, but I'm like quite romantic. I don't know, I think I'm a romantic person. I was at a dinner party the other day. I get asked to dinner parties, sure. And we were playing that game. Do you know that game, Fuck, Marry, Kill? Yeah, where you say 3 celebrities and you say, if you had to, hypothetically, who would you fuck, marry, and kill? And I hear myself be like, fuck no one, I'm too fragile, marry everyone, kill myself. Is that an option? So is this weird? I'd like to date myself. Okay, only because I would text myself back so fast. It would be so relaxing. I'd be like, hey, that quick. You wouldn't even see the gray ellipsis when someone's typing, you know, the ... It'd be like, love you. How are you? Scared. So I'm dating boys again. So I've been pretty much exclusively in long-term relations with women for the past decade. But now I'm mixing it up. I'm dating men again. Quite a weird time in the world to be like getting into men. You know what I mean? It is weird. Like my friends are like, have you read the news? I'm like, it turns out they're all pretty much disgusting. I'm like, well, I just got here. It sucks, but I'm getting into it. But no one believes me that I'm attracted to men because I look like I'm in One Direction. It's fine. No one's buying it because I look like the blonde one from 1D. I'm saying the blonde one like I don't know. His name is Niall Horan, and he's a Sagittarius. Yeah, I feel like even the boys that I go on dates with don't believe that I'm into men. Genuinely. Okay, I went on a date with a friend of mine. So we were in this bar and we'd had a few drinks and we started making out. I'm kind of a legend. And all of a sudden, he just stops and he goes, God, this is so crazy for me. And I was like, oh, why? And he goes, I'm not even gay. I was like, what? I was like, I'm a girl and you're a boy. Like, this is the definition of straight. They could not get... He was like, sorry, you know what I mean. I was like, no, I don't. What do you mean? He was like, sorry, I guess I've never been on a date with a lesbian before. I know. I let go of his penis. Right away. Slapped it away. I don't get offended because my whole life I've been told I look gay. People are very comfortable telling me they're like, you're gay. Like ever since I was a kid, me as a kid, I was like this this big as a kid, and always wore a suede waistcoat, a bow tie, suspenders, red tartan trousers. This was like my look, and like leather shoes, and I was just like, I was like this kind of Victorian serf. Like, I was like a kind of Dickens character of just like, a lot, like too much flourish for a child, a lot of deep bows as a, at your service, my liege. Really gross. Long limbs. Like, I feel like kids at school would open their lockers and I'd just be inside, like, with like a gas lantern. They'd be like, you're in the wrong era. Yeah, but so people have always been like, you're gay. They tell me, and even as an adult, they're like, you're gay. Your hair's gay, your face is gay, you dress gay, you talk gay, you walk gay, you're gay. I don't know who that is. I feel like that's like my cool New York godmother. Like, once a month she takes me out, slice of pie, cup of coffee, you're gay. She writes it in every birthday card, happy birthday, you're gay. All right, guys, have a nice life. Bye, guys. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the wonderful Mae Martin. Thank you for watching the show. Good night, my friends. Good night.